Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kyla, and today I'm going to be sort of exposing a little bit of messages from my time in Beachbody. So if you haven't watched my first video on Beachbody, I'll link it down below, but that was basically how I got involved and how I left Beachbody, kind of my story a little bit there, as well as some messages between me and the upline who signed me up. So I'll leave that link down below for you to go check out before this video if you want to, or even when you're done. It doesn't really matter what order you watch them in. So if you remember my first video, I was actually saying that the reason I signed up mostly was because I wanted to learn how to grow a following on Instagram, and that's what was pitched to me, was that you can be an influencer for this company. And they definitely use that sort of verbiage to make you feel even more like you want to sign up if you're already someone who's attracted to the social media lifestyle, which I definitely was and still am from the start. And I thought I would learn a lot about how to grow my own social media as well as grow the business. And obviously if it ended up being good money, then I would have stayed with it. Spoiler alert, no income. I did not make a single dollar when I was with Beachbody the entire time. Now I'll admit you can make some money. It is rare. If you look at the income disclosure statements, most people don't make money, like well over half. It's usually, with most MLMs, about like 90 to 95% of people, I think it is, don't make any money. And there's a very small percentage of people at the very top who are, you know, those people with the big downline that are making the big bucks, and everyone underneath is kind of struggling. Oftentimes you either lose money because you have to spend so much in product, or you at least just break even because you're making a small amount of profit, nothing livable, but then you're also buying a lot of product every month to kind of upkeep your account, or upkeep if you have to have stock, which some of them you have to have your own stock to sell. Like, I believe that the people who do the best with it and who do grow those big followings and who do have that big upline, lots of income, things like that, they started before it was oversaturated. So a lot of people are under them, and of course with the more people that are already under them, leaves less people for the ones at the bottom to recruit. So when I first signed up, I was in a coach group, which I'll put the messages up on the screen too. In my last video I didn't do that, but I feel like it might be a little bit more engaging. You can pause and read them quicker if you want to, and then skip ahead. So the first message that I have here is, hey ladies, while we are running our new coach challenge group, we can use this chat group for any questions, hesitations, problems, or strategy talks. So the first post is going up tomorrow, but make sure to download my challenge track app. That's where the group will be hosted. So how the challenge group works is there's a separate app that you can sign in every day, and like you'll sign in. For us, we had that we would sign in and that we drank our shake, that we did our workout, things like that. It's like an accountability group, as well as like how many people you're messaging, stuff like that. The next message that I feel like kind of stands out is, reminder, team call is at 9 a.m. or noon Eastern Standard Time tomorrow on Zoom. About to post an announcement, just a heads up. And yes, if you cannot make it, it will be recorded, but I would try to be there. Huge speaker coming our way. So these huge speakers are really just like people who are up at the top of the line. And the whole time with these calls, I can't access them now just because I'm no longer in the group. Obviously I got removed from that. But the calls are really just them continuing to sell you the dream, because they don't want you to quit Beachbody, or else that's one less person generating income and giving them commission. So I remember being in these calls and not really learning anything about how I can run my business, how I can recruit, how I can get people to join my team, how I can boost my engagement. None of that. A lot of it was just people saying about how like they were so sad and miserable in their corporate jobs, and now they feel so free and they can travel and things like that. So a lot of it does come down to selling the dream. With MLMs, a lot of the time when they say they're selling product, they're really not. I know personally, I have people reach out to me all the time about MLMs, you know, just saying like, you'd be great at what I do, trying to recruit me. And never once are they like, you would love these products. Do you want to try out some new shampoo? Do you want to try out some new beauty products? None of that. It's always, you would be so great at what I do. Do you want to hear about how you can change your life? Things like that. They never lead with the product and then fall back on, do you want to join them as a coach? They do the opposite. So they start with trying to recruit you as a coach, and then if you say no to that too many times, which usually takes more than one time of you saying no, then they will switch to, okay, well maybe do you want to buy these products? So they do get a small commission, but again, the biggest part of their income is recruiting. And then the next message afterwards was a little bit sassy. So the like leader person, or our like upline or whatever, was like, hey ladies, just because we said we are all in it, ... I'm just curious, why has only 3 people checked in, including myself, with at least their shakes? Do you all drink your shakes at night? Haha. Which is like super condescending. Like, bitch, let me live. I don't like the shakes at all. And I don't want to sign in online and be like, oh, I drank it. I mean, honestly, that's what I ended up doing because I tried it once. Like I said in my last video, poured it out. I hated the taste of the Shakeology. It was really bad. One of the girls in the group, not the upline, but just like another person who had just started out, and she said, hey girls, just curious, when you're talking to potential clients or even some ladies you think could be coaches on your team, I often get sprung back with the no money right now rebuttal. What do you typically do in this situation? Someone else was like, yeah, I'm definitely new as well, but started kind of game planning for that obstacle, relating it to real life things. If they're paying for a monthly gym membership, the one-time cost would be less overall than their membership. If they're paying a certain amount for groceries, they could save by having the shakes rather than making a meal for the morning. I don't recommend that. I don't mind protein shakes as a meal. Obviously, like if you're getting protein, you're getting some good calories, some nutrients from your fruits and veggies that are in there, fine, do what you will. But I do not think that people who are uncertified, such as myself and the girls in this group, should be giving recommendations on whether you can swap out your meals for these shakes and get adequate nutrition based on your body. Everyone's body is different and needs different things. And I think that's a really shady thing to say. Oh, well, you know what? You'll save money on your groceries if you switch out your meals for these shakes and you'll be losing weight. Like, that isn't healthy advice, and you aren't qualified to give that advice. So, yeah, nothing against her. I get she was just trying to answer our question, and I definitely appreciated that at the time because I needed help. But looking back, like, that's not advice that I would use or recommend for anyone to be giving, especially if you're not certified. And then I said, that's true. It's tough if they don't have the money at all right now, though. Like when you're talking to them, if they don't have anything in their bank account to pay, one way maybe you could get around that is scheduling to talk to them again when they get paid. That's what I thought of because honestly, like when they asked me to sign up, I did not have like any money in my bank account, and no money means no money. It doesn't mean I have no money, but I can take it out of this or I can do this. Like sometimes what they don't realize when they say take out another credit card, use your credit card, borrow the money. There are people who don't have a credit card or don't have space on their credit card if it's already maxed, like myself when I signed up, or don't have someone that they can borrow from. And sometimes no money means I don't have money that I can pull from anywhere to sign up for that. And they act like that's a completely illegitimate excuse when really that's a perfectly good reason why you shouldn't be doing this. I hate that I was even a part of trying to find a way around these reasons when realistically, like I know and we all know that when people say like I don't have money or oh, I'll let you know when I get paid, stuff like that, that is them just trying to get out of it without just blatantly being like, no, I'm not interested, because that can be awkward, especially if you know the person. They don't want to be rude and be like, no, straight up, I'm not interested in that. I mean, a lot of the time I'm sure they don't have money. It's a big investment for something that you don't even know what's going to work out, and if you can end up like me and not even make a single dollar off of it, it's a lot of money to just throw away. But a lot of the time people are giving those reasons simply because they don't want to be rude and just say no. And so I hate that I was even a part of the like pushiness with it. Obviously I was trying to fit in, I was trying to be part of this group, and I did think that, oh, I have the chance to make money, but I have to get past the sales thing. The next message is really funny to me. So someone was like, I've been trying to find a shake, and honestly I'm still debating if I want to drink them because I'm still not crazy about any of the flavors, but I'm hoping I'll just get used to them when I order a new bag instead of the trial sizes. Which is hilarious because like they don't taste good, and I agree with you, girl. Like there's no flavor of those that are good. Someone else said to the girl who said the shakes taste like shit, basically, she said, add to the shakes, this goes for any protein shakes, honestly, they're never amazing by itself. Peanut butter and bananas are always my choice with chocolate shakes, fruit, yogurt, honey, etc. It's the nutrients from the shakes that you want. And someone reacted like a heart eyes emoji to that. I just find that funny because I know when I was seeing people's Beachbody shakes, and I'll try to find some pictures of it to insert here now just from people's Instagram, I'll blur out names and everything, but people would add so much to them that it's like there's no way that that's still healthy. Like if you have to do all that to make it edible, probably you just don't need to be drinking it because they're really that bad. Okay, so this is the same day, but later on in the day when our like upline finally got back to the girl with the question, which I find it really funny that it took her that long to get back to it because they always say that like you have their undivided attention and stuff, but this just kind of goes to show that the people at the very top who are making tons of money are spending like minimal time on their business because they're not trying to just like sit around messaging people all day. They don't have to because they have people under them doing all the work. So she took a while to get back to that question, and she said, hey, to answer your question about the money objective, my biggest advice I can give you is to understand their why and goals better. To say it's not in my budget or I can't afford that right now is the easiest way for someone else to say I am not interested in what you're offering, but it's our job to be clear with how we can help, why our programs are the solution, and why they need our help. Not everyone needs your help. Like, I just have to say that right now. There are tons of people who are happy with their lives that aren't looking to sign up for anything, that aren't looking for a second or third or fourth or fifth stream of income, that aren't looking to travel for free with their company, that aren't looking to exercise with these programs. There are people who don't need you, and that's perfectly fine. And if they're perfectly happy with what they're doing already, there is no why you can help. This is just a manipulative tactic of how can I insert my way into a problem you don't have and try to sell this to you. That's all it is. But yeah, that's that on that. So a bigger part of this comes with you have to show people that this system, product, workouts work. Continue to spread the passion behind how these programs have changed your life perspective and mindset, and the money objective comes few and far between. Which, again, I don't agree with that. The money objective is most times a way for someone to say no while still being somewhat polite. That is all it is. There's no showing them that they need this and whatnot, because they just don't. Okay, so here's the next issue that someone was running into, again in kind of our group message. So she was like, so here's an issue that I've run into, and I'm not sure if any of you other ladies have, but I have someone say yes to being a coach. I got them their emails sent out and I haven't heard back from them since. Asked if they need help with completing enrollment, still nothing. This has happened to me 4 times, so frustrating is what someone else said. And then someone was like, yes, or I've been getting that they don't like how Beachbody's workouts are set up and they're used to weightlifting, which personally I've always only done weights, so I get that, and explain the variety, and people seem so hesitant. And someone was like, question, I had someone ask if there's a website for them to check out. Should I send them the Beachbody website? I'm just hesitant to do that because I don't want them buying it without going through me. Which is something that you're always told as a Beachbody coach, is like, don't say the name, don't post your, like we were told in our group, which is kind of contradictory to someone else that I followed that was in Beachbody, but we were told in our group to, when you're posting your shake or something, don't show the word Shakeology, just show it like made. A lot of people, it gets sent to you with a Shakeology like shaker bottle. A lot of people wouldn't even use that because they don't want the logo shown. They want people to ask about what it is to them so that they can kind of swindle you into buying it through them. It kind of makes it seem like there's no other way around it when anyone can go to the Beachbody website and just buy products without going through a distributor. But they don't want that at the end of the day, because then you lose out on the chance to try to sign them up as a coach. And then the next day at around like 2 p.m., our upline was like, how are you ladies feeling about the new challenge group? Does it give you a better sense of how a challenge group is ran? Obviously with the challenge group for clients, it won't be so focused on business activity, but I'd love to know how you ladies are feeling about it so far. Sorry, biz activity, because it's always the biz, my biz. Ugh, I hate that so much. Like, imagine a real entrepreneur owning their own business, and when you're like, oh, what do you do for a living? Instead of being like, oh, you know, I run my own business, I own my own clothing business, or I own a marketing business. Instead, they're like, oh, you know, I run the biz. Like, I'd be like, what do you mean you run the biz? That sounds so unprofessional. So yeah, someone's like, it's super helpful. Even this group chat has been answering questions, which, like, yeah, we've been trying because we have to make it all up since she doesn't answer. And someone else asked a question, which was a very important question, and this was what I wanted to know too when I first signed up. She was like, yes, I love it. It's been a good reminder to be consistent and why I started coaching in the first place. I'm mostly curious about actually starting a challenge group. How do you reach out to people if you don't have a huge following and you decide what program is going to be for that challenge group when you start it, right? Yeah, she didn't answer that, which is nice. She did talk about how the tracker app worked and how the groups are ran, but she didn't answer about how we actually get people on board when we have no following. And I was like, does anyone have any tips on getting people interested on social media? I honestly feel like I don't know how to be successful with this, but I know it's possible, which no, it isn't possible, and I didn't think it was. Now I know that it's actually set up for me to fail. I don't even know how to make a sale. Like, if someone wants to sign up for a program as a coach, how do I get the credit for it? So much to learn. But yeah, it just goes to show that I had been in there for like 4 to 5 days, and I didn't even know how, if I did talk to someone about it to get signed up, how I actually even send them my link and get credit for the sale, because it was not told to me. I was not taught that. I had been in the previous, there was 2 Zoom calls before that I was a part of, and I still didn't even know how to do that. So, like, I know to be consistent, but guess what? Through consistent posting, you absolutely can build a big following, and some people do get lucky and it happens pretty quickly. But for most people, it does take a while of consistent posting, and I wasn't looking to spend hundreds of dollars every month and not be able to pitch to anyone because I'm too busy building that following. And that's the problem with a lot of this, is that they make it sound like it's overnight success and that you can be successful and surpass everyone in a month if you work hard enough. But it's not about how hard you work. A lot of the time it's just luck, finding the right people, or being in early enough that not everyone signed up and not everyone knows what it is already. Sorry, I lose my voice after talking for too long. Now the next question is a girl said, "Hey ladies, just wanted to get some insight and opinions. When approaching people via social media or in person, whatever it may be, how do you guys start the conversation? I find it a little weird talking and then going straight into a sale type thing, if that makes sense." That absolutely does make sense. It's not a comfortable thing to do. You know that it's pushy. You know it's not something that you like when it's done to you. So it's fair that this girl and myself and probably everyone were feeling like that's not something like we wanted to be doing. And guess what? Our upline did not answer that. She said, "Hey, is everyone still down for the call tonight? I was thinking like 6. I wanted to cover your question tonight." Okay, bed. Yeah, so that happened. Okay, anybody still having a hard time getting clients to commit? And then a girl was like, "I am. They're all interested and excited until I tell them the price, then they either ignore me or say, 'Let me wait until I get paid.' And I was like, I'm honestly having a hard time finding people to even approach. It's all so new to me. Price is tough, I find. Like, I almost didn't want to be a coach because I didn't want to pay, LOL. But I took a leap of faith because I wasn't happy with my life and wanted to start taking risks and trying to turn things around." And someone thumbed that up because they obviously felt the same way. And then another girl was like, "Yeah, I feel like it's going to be tough to find people and get them to commit. Like, nothing will happen overnight, but like this in the team call, you have to be sliding in the DMs and reaching out to as many people as you can in that day. So you can't just work this for 5 minutes a day. You can't work this for 30 minutes a day. You have to be messaging as many people as you possibly can." There's a saying in business, with anything, you're going to hear 100 no's before you get 1 yes. So if that's the case, apply that rule to messaging people and think of how long it takes to like have a conversation with someone, because you can't just be like, "Hey, do what I do." That will never work. Or you have to be constantly on your phone. This is why girls who are on their vacation that are bragging, "Oh, look, I can work while I'm on the beach," and blah, blah, blah. That is why they have to, because they have to be messaging as many people as they possibly can in order to get those couple of signups that actually go through and translate to money in their bank account. I think being a product of the product is the best thing to live by. It's obviously going to take time for us all. I'm still learning too, but don't be negative and get discouraged about it. And that is something that kind of bothers me about these messages too, is the fact that they perceive you having concerns, genuine concerns about how you're to be successful when you just paid $200 plus to get into a business, your business. It's a genuine concern, and it's genuine obstacles to overcome when you're trying to be successful, and that's perceived as being negative and getting frustrated. Was I negative or frustrated in those messages? I don't think so. I mean, maybe a little bit frustrated or a bit confused, or just sharing my side that, I was hesitant to sign up and pay that much as well. So this is a genuine concern that other people are going to have too. And the fact that they throw back to you saying, "Oh, well, don't be negative." And ultimately, they lie, especially in the beginning. They want you to pretend like you have this easy life. They want you to show off like, "Oh, I'm so happy I get to work from home. Oh, look at me. I'm just chilling my feet up and working. I'm on the beach and I'm working," because they think that seems desirable. Or like, you get to travel, you get to work at home, all these things. But you actually have to work all day, every day at messaging people just to hopefully get someone to sign back up to you. Whereas with a regular job, like for instance, my regular day job, I go there for 8 hours a day, sometimes 9 hours a day because we work longer shifts. But then I'm done. When I get home, I don't have to work. It's just kind of a weird thing to me that when you have genuine concerns, they say that it's negative and that you just need to keep going and basically just keep pushing this lifestyle out there. I can appreciate what she was saying, but also like this girl had just started too. So mind you, that is not my upline that responded to that. This was just another girl in the group chat. She sent us an example, which this is perfect, of how she messages other people so that we could get an idea of it. And this is massive. So here we go. Here's her message that she sends to people. So she sent someone a message which she then sent to us so we could have an example. "Hey babes, I saw that you want to be summer ready and I would love to help you get there. So the thing that has changed my life has been a full solution. When I mean full, I mean guided workout structure, a calendar, broken down days, and most of all, help in the kitchen all in one package." I'll put screenshots up just so I don't read like every single thing. But it sounds like she was just talking to this girl about like the workouts, how everything works. as you can see in the screenshots. It's funny because now I don't even think about conversations, but I used to feel so awkward. If you practice at least 20 times a day, by next month you will feel like it's no biggie. I'm really excited for you. So I guess it can't be an overnight success. It's going to take me at least a month. But then they give us like specific examples and things that people will say. And it's so cringy. Like, hey girl, I love your page. The vibe is seriously on point. I gotta be straight with you. It's just super, super weird. You can see that the way they talk is all kind of similar. Like, hey girl, hey babe, hey hun. Oh my god, you would be so amazing. What I do, all these extra letters. They're trying to seem super personal, but if anything, I find it's just like a dead giveaway that you're like, ooh, this is like kind of scammy, because all MLMs talk like that. And then in the screenshots as well, you can see how she's basically just telling us how to handle every single thing that someone might say. The main takeaway for me is that there was absolutely zero usable training. And in all the Zoom calls that I was in, I remember like sitting there and taking notes, and other people were taking notes in the Zoom calls too. And I remember just thinking, okay, but how do I do this? How do I actually find people to message this to? Aside from people who I know personally, which I felt really weird about doing that. Like, it's weird to message a stranger, but it's even weirder to message someone who you see in real life. And they didn't tell us how to like build our following. They really didn't teach us anything. And you can even see that our like upline was very distant. A lot of the time people would be asking questions and she never even like popped in, or she'd pop in 2 days later, because guess what? She's up here and she has all these rows of people under her making her money. So why would she need to be on her phone all day when we're doing that? We're on our phones all day trying to find people to sign up, and she's getting commission off of our sales. I also don't get the whole you can pass anyone at any time, because if I were to have signed up someone when I'm in that pyramid, like I'm just down here at the bottom, if I send someone up and she's above me, I might make some money, I might jump up to the second level, but guess what? She's going up. The pyramid is just raising because she gets commission for all of my sales. So that's something I never understood. Obviously, I didn't ask about it to my upline, but it doesn't really make sense when you think about it, how you can pass anyone anytime, because ultimately, I don't think you can pass who recruited you, because as you do better, it means more money for them. So I don't really know how that works, but you can see that the training was pretty lacking. And all of the calls that we were on, all of these like weekly calls with the main people, the main uplines and the most successful people, was all just them selling the dream again. So trying to keep us interested, trying to keep everyone signed up instead of like quitting and leaving. And really it was just them talking about how miserable they were at their corporate job, how they get to travel, how they get to be home with their kids, how they can work 2 hours a day if they want to or less. And really just pitching you this ideal lifestyle still. So you never stop selling the dream. You never stop selling the idea that you can be successful or, you know, do well at this business, no matter how high up in it you are. That's your main goal, is just to get people interested enough to sign up, and then to keep them interested enough to get other people to sign up. And they don't want you to think about the reality that you're not actually doing well and you're not making money. They just want you to keep chasing after something that likely isn't going to happen for you. That's all I have for you guys today. So thank you so much if you watch this to the end. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything specific you want me to react to. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and hit that subscribe for more content like this. I think I'll do anti-MLM at least as a series on my channel. I don't know if it's going to be my whole content, but I'm really enjoying making these videos. So I at least want to have this as a series. Hit that subscribe if you want to see more from me, and have a great day. Bye.